What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, the podcast that is your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my two siblings, my sister,
Darren.
What? Wow. Okay, so now our parents named me after you. Is that how this works?
Yep.
Okay. My sister, Darren. I'm not calling you Darren.
Well, look, I was going to say DJ because you usually say my name is Darren.
Oh.
So I was like, but this is how you say my name is DJ. So I'm like, all right, I'm going with Darren then.
Okay. So we're going by DJ. We both be DJ.
Sure.
All right. That's cool. That's weird. All right. And also I'm joined by my brother, Derek.
What's up, everybody?
This week we're going to discuss the finale of Marvel's podcast, Wolverine, The Lost Trail. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. First, what did you guys think about the overall story?
I thought it was good. I really liked it. It really kept me like wanting to continue to listen. I think it was better than the first season for me.
All right. Hot take.
I agree as well. I feel like it was definitely better than the first season. It was really good.
Cool. I liked it. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe I have to listen to both of them again. I don't know how I feel about it being better than the first season, but it was definitely at least as good as it. Mm-hmm. A lot of things in this season. It was pretty cool. Really interesting.
Well, don't get me wrong. The first season was still good.
Yeah.
First season was still good.
Well, I think maybe part of it is the novelty of the first season. Like, the storytelling and everything. That was really new. So
Yeah.
It added to the enjoyment of it.
Yeah, and I feel like this one, even though this one did go back where people were like telling their stories, I feel like maybe in the first one, people's, I don't know, memory stories to me were more in depth, more interesting than this time around.
Yeah, I would say this time, over the whole season, a lot of what they told wasn't stuff in the past.
Yeah.
It was things happening at the moment.
Yeah, and the first season had more of what happened in the past.
Yeah. So that was an interesting change they took. Somehow it did still work out. Mm-hmm. So pretty interesting. Now, we did discuss the beginning of the season.
We did the first 2 episodes. Yeah,
something like that, and I think it was the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
When it first hit the free podcast services. So now everything is out. And we've listened to it. Now it's we knew Mastermind was the villain, and I've known of Mastermind, but I like what they've done with his power. I mean, I guess the same powers he's always have, but he's an interesting villain. Like, how do you fight him?
Right, because he's making you see things, and that's kind of what it was, is that he were, I guess he didn't really kidnap them. He kind of just made them, like, come follow me to Greenhaven, which was like this mutant utopia where he was saying where everyone can get along.
Yeah.
The problem was that he was basically controlling them.
Yeah.
So they weren't there on their own free will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, the utopia issue. It was like, you basically forced these mutants to build this, city for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was interesting. He has an interesting power. He kind of like, is he similar, or was he in the second X-Men movie? Mm-hmm. Stryker's son.
Yeah.
That was the power, right? He wasn't Mastermind in that movie, but that is Mastermind's power.
I think it's slightly different.
Because his name was Jason, too.
It was Jason.
Yeah, it was Jason, and you talking about X2.
Yeah. X2. Mm-hmm. That is interesting. I guess it is a similar power set, because he could make people
see things.
Or make people see, because his mom had put a drill to her head because of what he was making her see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same power.
That is the
Maybe
same power.
He was Mastermind. We might have to look into that later on. But so, that's interesting. And there's another twist with this power that I think was interesting. Like, him making you see things is almost as if it's real, even though it's not. So to the person, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Wolverine's bones can't be broken because they're adamantium. Right. But he made Wolverine feel like his bones were broken.
Or, I know where like this is like at the end when he had Wolverine trapped.
Yeah.
And he was like, basically, the only thing that can kill Wolverine is drowning him. Mm-hmm. So it made him think that the room was filling up with water, that he was all chained up. And then the girl was like, none of that is real.
Yeah, Wolverine's basically just standing
He was just standing there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, right? That's insane.
Yeah. So that's a pretty cool power. You can
imprison somebody without imprisoning them.
Yeah.
Which is another problem.
I thought that part was really good, too. And so it was just like that whole conversation with like Maureen and everything. Like, that was in his head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is crazy.
And, that was another problem with Jason Wingard setting up Greenhaven, because like, are people really happy if you're just basically telling them they're happy?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Mm-hmm. And then this is what I was always in the back of my mind, and I mean, it's comic book, but in the back of my mind, I was saying to myself, like, how long can you actually keep this up?
Well,
where you controlling people, making them think like everything is okay.
Well, basically, I guess with that helmet, he could just continue to do it.
Yeah.
And everyone. I mean, it pretty much made his power unlimited.
Yeah. So that was an interesting tie-in. So basically, they were saying Maureen, who worked for Weapon X, and she escaped with Wolverine. Apparently, they escaped with Jason Wingard as well. And she's the one that made the helmet for Wingard as development for Weapon X. And so that's why he took her, because he needed that knowledge so they can expand his power. And he wanted to take over the world, I guess.
Yeah. Basically, the same adage cliche.
Yeah. What are we doing tonight, Pinky?
Same thing we do.
Trying to take over the world.
Yeah. So that was his masterful plan. As he did it, mutants started to disappear from Louisiana.
Yeah. DJ, you'll be happy to know that Gambit was in there more, right?
He was. I mean, it took like 2 more episodes for him to show up, but he was in there more. And of course, he's a jerk. He befriended a boy only to rob from him.
Yeah.
Although, did y'all notice something interesting that they said, though?
What?
So, when him and Wolverine was fighting, and Wolverine was trying to get him to snap out, and he's like, remember all the work we did with the X-Men? Yeah. And I was like, whoa, this took place after the X-Men?
Yeah, it took place after X-Men. So, Weapon X must have gotten Wolverine back at some point.
Which was very interesting to me. You know what I mean? Like, I assumed that all of this took place before he ran into the X-Men.
Yeah.
But that is not the case.
So, this is after X-Men. Which is another thing. So they mind wiped him again. I'm like, this is Wolverine.
Yeah. That's why this dude is crazy.
Yeah.
And all over the place. Because he can't function. Like, every time he's captured, somebody wiping his mind.
Yeah. But there was another interesting thing in there, too. So basically, because of his healing factor, he actually doesn't forget. Like, when they wipe his mind.
But everything gets blended together.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know, like, he remembers things, but he doesn't know when it happened or exactly if it happened. And then, like, run into a mutant where things are not real. So it's just like, wait, hold on. What was real? Did that really happen? Or did somebody plant that in my head?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so a lot of interesting...
That would make anybody go crazy, honestly.
Well, Winter Soldier and the rest of Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of interesting things going on this season. It really did keep your attention. The side character this time was less annoying than it was in the first season. Like, in the first season, you had that cop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was cool, but it was like, at some points, he was annoying. But this time, Marcus.
I really liked Marcus.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I did.
Yeah, I
I
really
did.
liked Marcus. And I don't know if it was just like the way he talked. He was just so enthusiastic about things. And it's just like, even when he found out like Wolverine's an awful person.
Yeah. That was interesting. I was
Yeah.
like, well, I was surprised, but I know who Wolverine is. So in the story, in case you guys haven't listened to it, I guess, Marcus is trying to figure out something from Wolverine's past, so they go to someone that can help him do that. And in doing that, they dug up something that Wolverine had done while he was in Louisiana, and Marcus heard the story. Apparently, he kind of probably gutted this guy or something.
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, he went a little crazy, killed some people.
Wolverine. Yeah. So after seeing how violent Wolverine had been, it scared him. And I was like, oh man, you didn't know that? But I figured he knew that, but I guess
But he
not.
didn't, because he didn't know who Wolverine was. And even when he first ran into Sally Pierce, she told him, like, he's a dangerous man. And Marcus is like, he's grumpy,
He's
but,
nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he was also a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
So
That's
like,
why I was
wow.
about to bring up Darren. I was going to say he's also a teenager, so it's just like you're still kind of at that age where you're a little naive of what's going on. You give people the benefit of the doubt, and then especially in the close knit town that they live in too. You tend to be a little bit more trusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And what was the other group? I think we mentioned
The
them.
cold-blooded.
The cold-blooded. We mentioned them in the beginning.
Yeah.
The first episode we did on this.
Yeah.
They were interesting.
Not intelligent.
No.
That's me putting it kindly.
No, but most people with this attitude aren't. But basically, it's interesting how they showed the blind bigotry that people can have. X-Men has always been a commentary on injustice and hate towards many different groups, and with the mutants standing in for whatever group you need to put there. So this was interesting, showing that, because, like, what reason did they have to hate mutants?
Nothing. They're dangerous to society and blah blah blah.
And
Was she briefly explained on why she hated it? A mutant came in.
They were taking over, and her family didn't
the
fight
land or something?
back, and they just lost their land, and they just moved away. And they used to own so much stuff, and now they didn't.
So she's sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that had nothing to do with the person being a mutant, though.
No.
Also, she killed a guy because he sold them a boat or something like that.
Yeah, she killed. Oh, I want to say his name was Bo or something, but
Yeah.
that might not have been right. But yeah, so basically, because he had dealings with them, she killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I honestly, she just wanted to kill somebody. That was just an excuse.
She had any and every mutant. But I mean, he wasn't a mutant. But I guess she's like,
No, he wasn't.
if you can like these people enough to sell them your stuff, then he had to go. It was just really ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, really
Right.
ridiculous.
And it wasn't,
excuse.
and it wasn't like that he liked the mutant. I mean, Logan threatened him.
Well,
So
Well, he was going to sell him something.
Well, I mean, money is money. I don't care.
Yeah.
If you want my boat, I'm going to sell you my boat.
Yeah. So it's. But yeah, it was an excuse which, again, it parallels a lot of times where people with this mindset, type of excuses they would give. So
Yeah.
it was interesting. They do always bring that up. I don't think it came up as much in the first season, like the hatred for mutants. There were a few people.
No, it didn't.
But yeah.
no, it didn't. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because in the first one it was more so of the cult, and basically the people in the town was just like, we want to get rid of these people, but they're crazy.
yeah.
And as long as they don't mess with us, we won't mess with them.
So, it was something else I wanted to comment on that happened this season. I don't remember. What else did you guys think of?
I was thinking about Sally's interaction with Weapon X.
Okay, yeah, actually, I think that was it.
And it was like basically how we know how Marshall,
Todd.
Todd Marshall, Tad. I think it was
Tad.
Tad.
Yeah, sorry, one of those.
Or Ted.
Nope, it was
No,
definitely
it wasn't.
Tad.
It was Tad. Yeah, the other Sentinel from the first season.
He pretty much got decommissioned for having feelings
Yeah.
and letting Wolverine get away. But then she turned out to also have feelings.
They upgraded
because
her.
they upgraded her.
And so it's like she saw this relationship between Marcus and Logan. And she was just like, she all of a sudden she didn't want innocent people to be killed. She didn't want Marcus to be hurt. And she's like, we only want Logan. I'm only going to take Logan. And basically the Sentinels were like cold-blooded because they ripped in and killed all the cold-blooded people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And then,
And then
even
bounced.
at the end, after Utopia, she's like, we got to get out now because the Sentinels are coming and they're going to destroy everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting because my question is why do they keep giving these Sentinels feelings?
I guess the only way for them to blend in with mankind.
The easier, yeah, it does. It makes them seem more natural.
Although I feel like, why not just do it in a cartoon with the giant 10 feet tall Sentinel start snatching people out the, you know what I mean? You want him
feel
snatch
like regular people
But I
might
think
have an issue with it. I mean, like, let's be serious. You got to do things under the table. Like, I mean, people were cool with people fighting in war, but like if it's in their backyard, they might not be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? You know. So like they might be cool with you hunting mutants, but if you got this giant 30-foot robot stomping around their neighborhood, that might scare them a bit. So I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
kind of like the Sentinel services on The Gifted. Because you got to think everything is government regulated too.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose the
That
vote of the
support.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. Although Weapon X isn't government, is it?
they're Canadian government.
Yeah.
They're not American government. Oh, they sure do a lot of work in America.
Yeah.
Don't they?
And for whatever reason now that they also did something with the Sentinels.
Yeah, they kind of blended that.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they can probably explain how they got their hands on the Sentinels. But
Yeah, they did definitely blend the two. Weapon X and
Yeah.
the use of the Sentinels.
yeah, they might want to rethink this though, because every time they give one of these Sentinels feelings, it turns on them.
It definitely does backfire.
Yeah.
Why not just this master mode person just do it themselves?
I don't know. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense. You know, you want somebody to go out there and just, you know, kill people, and you give them feelings, they may not want to do that anymore. Like,
yeah.
most people.
Whereas a robot, you just program it to do something, and it's going to do it. It's not going to question it. It's not going to think logically. It's just going to go in and follow the directive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was the case. So, what was your thoughts on the conclusion, you guys?
I thought it ended well. I think episode 9 and 10 really blended in together, where you got people. Marcus trying to snap his mother out of, the thing. Wolverine basically made a deal with Sally, saying like, "Look, spare Marine, and I'll go with you." And of course, he had a plan like, "I will find a way to escape later." But Marine had her own plan,
Yeah.
and basically sent the Sentinels a virus, so that everything that we're doing. So Wolverine did leave with them as promised. But, she sent them a embedded in virus and Sally, so that pretty much wipes out all of the Sentinels. So I thought it ended well. The mutants chose to stay in Greenhaven, which I thought was nice.
Yeah,
So they
I did like
actually
that.
get a...
So they got it, but they
area,
want to be there.
Yeah, without somebody controlling them. It's
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, Gambit, it sounds like he decided to go back to the X-Men. And Wolverine is still doing whatever it is that Wolverine does.
Kicking as Wolverine, yeah.
Yes. Oh, I definitely like where he said, I'm the best at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice. I was like, they put that in there.
You gotta throw it in.
Yeah.
Best at what I do.
But yeah, no, I thought it ended well. I think it wrapped it up
Yeah.
nicely.
Yeah, I like the conclusion of it well.
Yeah.
Because, like sometimes, like with TV shows, even with books, sometimes, the ending is thrown together or rushed.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like everything made sense. It concluded well. Nothing was like too far-fetched or anything like that. And, Oh, you forgot to mention that Wolverine also wanted to make sure that Marcus got out safe too, because Sally was saying that, oh, you're getting a little soft. It was like, I understand, you wanted to look out for Marine, but the boy too.
Well,
Yeah,
Wolverine,
always cared.
he's only hard on the outside. He has a heart of gold. He cares, even though he pretends like he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
That's what Logan was
He does
about.
care.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
sad,
yeah, I thought it ended well. I really liked it. So I don't know if they're gonna do a season 3, but I hope so.
They're probably going to do a season 3.
Well,
Something else will come up.
The next thing that they're doing is it's called Marvels.
We haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Jumping the gun and getting shot by the
Yeah.
bullet, man. So, my last thing on it, when they're explaining what happened to Wolverine while he was in Weapon X, I'm like, so they're basically using him like Winter Soldier, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
Using him to kill people
Yeah.
and then starting him over afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like he was. Yeah, their absolute weapon. It's like he does something, wipe his mind. Does something again, wipe his mind. I guess eventually, it's like Marine realized like this isn't right. So yeah, help him escape. But even though Jason Wingard was low down, even when they were escaping,
Yeah.
discovered like that dude ain't real.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and do a rating, I guess.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Cool beans.
Derek.
I give it an 8.
Yeah, okay. What was that, man? This is...
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything, so I was just like, oh, okay.
You're fired. We're replacing you with Dan. As soon as Dan shows up here, you're definitely
Well,
being
Dan
replaced.
sounds a lot worse than me, so...
No, I got somebody that
y'all
can
gotta
replace
do
you.
better.
Yep. You're getting replaced.
Yeah, Dan is busy working. That's why he's never...
He gathers all
that-
the news.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the excuse y'all want to roll with? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I will also give it an 8. It was pretty awesome. Thought it was good. I'm looking forward to more of these Marvel podcasts. They've actually done a really good job.
Yeah, it definitely exceeded my expectations on a before this, I never listened to podcasts, and I stumbled upon it, and it's definitely better than whatever I thought it would ever be.
You know what I think would be good? If DC follows suit and does a Batman podcast.
Now, didn't they used to have anything Batman is awesome, by the way?
Because detective stuff...
of course you would say that.
Shut up. But now, didn't they used to do that back in the day with those radio series in like the 40s and the 50s?
But it was like Superman, right?
Yeah, it was like Superman. But I think they also had like detective ones too.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
they
make
did.
it like a detective radio series. That would be pretty awesome.
I think it would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's interesting. They should do that.
And then you just have to, once a season, have them say, because I'm Batman.
Yes. Yes.
Because I'm Batman.
But yeah, I think that by now DC is trying to work into getting into this game because Marvel hopped in it, and it's been 2 years, and I feel like
DC is always behind.
Yeah.
well, I'm just feeling you copied off of everything else. Copy off of this. You might be good at this one, or they might not
maybe.
be good at this one.
Maybe. We can wish to give them the benefit of the doubt, though.
I mean, it's not like DC is bad. It's just that Warner Brothers hasn't been good at making the movies.
Well, what makes you think they're gonna be good at making a podcast?
We'll find out.
Yeah,
Right.
we could. That's why we're saying we're trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right. I mean, this one was like, movies. There were sound effects and the people in the background yelling at things, and
Yeah, it was definitely work put into it, and
Yeah.
probably money well spent too.
absolutely for all those people paying for Stitcher, whoever those are.
Someone is paying for Stitcher, okay? We're not. If you guys want to help us pay for Stitcher, no.
Start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, are we on? I don't think we're even on Stitcher.
No, we're not.
Oh,
No.
so maybe we should be.
No, because I've never
Right,
heard
bro.
of it.
Well, if people are paying for
Pretty
it,
sure plenty of people probably have heard of it. There are people who
Obviously,
listen to
I've
podcasts.
never heard of it.
yeah.
Well, we didn't start listening to podcasts until we started one.
Good point.
No, I listened to a podcast before. That's where I got the idea of starting a podcast.
Have I? I'm gonna say I haven't.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
I haven't either.
All right, then. Well, that's our thoughts on Wolverine The Lost Trail. So we'll look forward to future installments of Marvel's podcast. Hopefully another Wolverine one. But at this point, I guess it's time.
That would be awesome.
Yes, it would. Yep. At this point, then we'll see what everyone's doing. DJ, what you doing?
So, in my search to find something to watch, I stumbled across Living Single. Did not watch it.
Wow.
But it made me think of Martin's TV show.
Yeah.
So I tried to find it. It wasn't nowhere. So I had to watch clips of it on YouTube.
Okay.
But, like, I forgot how funny the show is.
It is.
Like, I mean, like, from the minute I hit play, I was cracking up. And, you know, I don't laugh at things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, you do, actually. But whatever.
Shut up. You know what I mean. It's so, like, it's hilarious. Especially, like, it was, like, Shanae and then her friend Kilolo and, it's a friend Kilolo and Bone Keisha.
Yeah.
God.
It was like so hilarious and like just like how he always be dogging Pam and like Sinead was like arguing with Pam and she's like, I know you was watching the fight. I didn't know you were in the fight. Your face looked like you got hit with a bag of nickels. And then she's like, you got to bob and weave. He's like, bob and use your weave. And it was just hilarious. And so, like, seriously, if Netflix, Hulu, one of y'all, pick this show up. If you have not seen Martin from the early 90s, like, that show is hilarious.
Okay.
And like I forgot how much I enjoy watching that show.
That's interesting. I've seen like some people have been putting reruns of Mad TV on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mad TV is the best.
So funny. Oh my god.
It's so much better than Saturday
Yeah,
Night.
it is.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah. And you had a lot of actors out of there too.
Yeah, a lot of good actors.
Yeah. That's where Key and Peele came
Yeah,
from.
Key and Peele. Yeah. All right, Derek, what you doing?
All right, well, what's a little similar to DJ. I actually been watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that show
What is that
is
on?
a classic. I mean, it comes on BET, so
Oh, I don't
I've been DVRing it so I can like watch all the episodes at once. And dude, the show is hilarious. The interaction between him and Carlton is the best. Him is the best. Like all the short jokes and everything. But the episode that I forgot about and I thought was so funny was when Carlton was trying to prove to Will that he could be street. Ah, man, and I forget the name that they called him. I think it was like C Money or something. And he was just like, he came in there and he was like, hey, yo, y'all gonna fix me a sandwich? They run in the kitchen, fix him a sandwich. And then when they gave him the sandwich, all he did was fall back and they hurried up and put an air mattress underneath him with a pillow and he fell back on the air mattress. And then he was telling them how they need to diversify their portfolio when it comes to like selling drugs and stuff. It was it was hilarious, man. I was like, I forgot how funny that episode was. And then it was another episode when they were in school and Carlton got caught cheating because Will got a better grade than him or something. And like the disease that Will Smith said that Carlton had on the reason of why his neck was turned that way towards his paper. And like they smacked the back of the coach's head, and he was like, "Oh, I feel it too. I think I got it coming off." And he was like, "See, I told you." And then, but before they walk out, Carlton go say, "Will, it actually worked. They believed us." And it was like, dude, we didn't leave the room yet. But yes, man, yeah. I mean, it's funny episodes, and then I also like with the show, like. They also had stuff that was going on during that time also intertwined with the show as well. So there was like a lot of nice political stuff that deal with, prejudice and stuff that went on within the show that was good as well. But yeah, classic show, and yes, it's definitely up there with Martin.
Yep. All right, pretty cool. So I had a few things.
Oh, look at you being busy.
Whatever.
Darren probably participate.
I participate all the time.
It's not Kingdom Hearts.
Anyhow, it's not Kingdom Hearts. I actually haven't played in a while. I play it in spurts. But okay, so first I saw this thing where like one of the stuntmen for Marvel goes over some of the scenes he did. He's the stuntman for Black Panther.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting learning like how they do some of the stunts. Like in Civil War when he was chasing Bucky and he jumped down a building, like he really did that. I mean, of course on wires and stuff, but you know, he had to jump down 30 feet. Which I'm like, I don't know if I would.
Yeah. I wonder how you wake up and be like, I'm going to be a stuntman. Like, do you just wonder, like, nothing scares me, so this is what I'm going to do?
I guess.
So, yeah. So one of the most interesting things that came out of that was the chase in the tunnel in Civil War. Mm-hmm. When they're running past the cars, that's real. It's not CG or anything.
So the cars is really coming at them?
Yeah, they're running with cars, but they're really running faster than the cars. And how they did it was apparently it's something called a magic carpet. And like it's a track being pulled behind a car. So this car is driving at 40 miles an hour, pulling this track, and they're running on the track.
That sounds dangerous.
It sounds really dangerous.
Okay.
But since, you know, your motion is relative, so since you're already moving 40 miles an hour because you're on the track and you're also running.
So you're running at normal speed, and this track is getting pulled at 40 miles an hour?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you put it on camera, you're running faster than the cars, which technically you literally are. Like your body's moving faster than the cars. You're not moving your legs faster, but
right.
I was like, wow, that's interesting. That was practical. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Also the little motorcycle thing they did when Bucky pulled the guy off the motorcycle and landed on it, that was practical too. Cool. So I'm like, wow.
Was this on the YouTube?
It was on YouTube. It's a channel called Corridor Crew. Oh. They do a lot of visual effects and stuff like that. I watched some of their videos. It's pretty interesting.
It's awesome.
They did one on Jackie Chan before. Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing I was doing, remember last week I mentioned Parsec. We're not sponsored by Parsec, sorry. But it was the kind of remote computer you can play games with other people.
Yeah. Yes.
I've been using it to just remote into my home computer, and since it's made for games, it's like works really well. So like I can work on things like while I'm at work on my cell phone or at home. My home computer's in my basement, so it's not really practical for me to be down there all the time, especially when like my son wants me to spend time with him or something. So I can use my laptop and pull up my home computer on my laptop and work from it, which has been more handy than I ever thought that it would be. So like I was like, this is pretty awesome. So just a follow up on that from last week. And yeah, that's what I've been doing.
You said you had 3 things.
The other thing was, so people have probably heard of this game, Beat Saber. It's a VR game, and like it's like a music and rhythm game. So I just got that, and I've been playing it. It's pretty awesome. Only thing is I have it on PlayStation, so I don't have that many song choices, unfortunately. Yeah.
Hey, we used to do that with the music emulator.
Do what with the music emulator?
PlayStation music emulator. Back in the day.
Oh, well, we used to make music.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is more of a like
Guitar Hero?
Guitar Hero? Yeah,
okay.
But you're not playing.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got to hit the right things at the right time on rhythm, basically. A pretty active game. They have a stretch, like they tell you to stretch before you play the game, like you would with any other workout, and they have a muscle soreness warning.
Oh.
You see how he's trying to pretend like this is a workout?
It is a workout.
Oh, so are you working out then, Darren?
Nope, I'm still fat.
Seems like DJ is saying that this doesn't count.
I told him already it doesn't count.
Whatever.
I think he's supposed to be my workout partner.
I was supposed to be your... Yes, I know, I'm supposed to be your workout partner or whatever. But anyhow, that's all I had. So I guess that's it for this week. So guys, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate everything. And if you want to reach out to us, you can. You can reach us on Facebook, facebook.com/3drivals, or Gmail, 3drivals@gmail.com. Or you can tweet at us on the Twitters, which is 3_rivals, @3_rivals. So if you want to reach out to us on any of those platforms, feel free to do so and catch us next week when we'll have another episode. Peace out, guys.